Good morning, friends. Myself, Professor Mitesh Patel. I would like to inform you that I am the class coordinator of PC2 class, that is your class, and I will take the subject Database Management System, which is offered by the GTU in a third sem, having a subject code 3130703. The database management system subject is the fundamental subject, so we can say that type of course is a core subject. For that, prerequisite is basic fundamental concept of the computer programming. Let's see the teaching scheme first. GTU offers 4 hours lectures per week and 2 hours practical session for the per week. It has a 5 credit subject and GTU offers 70 marks and semester exam which will be taken by the university GTU, and then 30 marks for the mid-sem exam at institute level, and then 30 marks for the viva, and last 20 marks for the term works, which includes Oracle certification plus lab performance, practical performance. The detail of Oracle certification will be said you very soon. So it consists of total 150 marks. Let's see the content of the course. Unit number 1, which consists of database system architecture with the data abstractions, data independency, and data definition language, DML, DCL, and TCL. We will discuss it in a regular lecture in a detail. It has a 5% weightage. It means the GTU will ask 5% questions from this unit. Next unit is all about the data models. We have different types of data model to represent the database design, like ER diagram, ER models, ER diagram, we can say that, network model, relational models, object oriented models. These all are the representation for the database design. Then we have integrity constraints. It means get rules and regulation. Then data manipulation operations, that is DML statements. In the next unit, we have a relational algebra queries. We have a different commercial database applications like MySQL, Oracle, DB2, SQL Server, and so on. After creating this, analyzing this thing, we can develop a design for the complex program, and then after we can normalize that design up to certain levels, that is a normalization, or we can say that normal forms, and dependency preservation and lossless design will be covered in a fourth unit. So after that, among the all possible solution, we have to identify the optimized query which will give you a very best output within a low cost and low time. Next is the storage strategy, indices, B trees, and hashing. It is all about the structure of the data. So GTU offers this data structure subject in the same semester, but right now we are going for the only 3 subject in an online teaching method. So you will learn all topics, indices, B trees, and hashing in a data structure as well as in DBMS. Next is the all about transaction processing, which controls the concurrency. It means whenever multiple users logged in or multiple users parallelly perform the transaction, at that time we need to control all the transaction. For that we have a ACID properties, serializability, locking, timestamp based scheduler, database recovery, and all these things. So whenever any transaction fails, at that time we need to recover the data. This all will be uh, learned in a 7th unit. Next unit is database security. So after creating database, we need to check whether it is authenticated or not, user is authorized or not. So based on authentication, we can give the privileges to particular user. Next is the SQL concepts, so which includes the structured query language, DDL, DML, DCL, TCL. All these commands will be learned in this practical session. So most of SQL concept will be covered in a practical session. And the last one is the PL SQL concepts, cursor, procedure, store function, database triggers will be covered in a last. So let's talk about the reference books. So first one, database system concept by the Henry Korth. You can read any edition of this database system concept. This one is the good book. And next is the CJD, Navathe, and Pearson, and so on. For the practical session, you can read or you can refer SQL, PL Ivan Barrows. This is the reference books. Already we have covered the course outcome on orientation day, so I am not going to discuss in a detail. Let's see the list of experiments. Total we have 12 list of practicals. We will discuss in a detail in a laboratory session. So last one is the open source software learning and website. You can also learn DBMS by using open source like Tutorials Point, W3 Schools, Codecademy, and Udacity. So this is all about the DBMS. Let's move forward. So first of all, unit number 1, database system architecture. Before starting, let's see the outline of this unit. First one is introduction and application of DBMS, then purpose of the DBMS, data independency, then different levels of the database system architecture, then different users of database system architecture, then DBA, then DDL, DML, DCL, and TCL commands, so on. So let's start with the very basic concept, data and information. So data are raw facts. It can be processed by any application components and converted to meaningful information. So we can say that raw facts which can be manipulated is known as the data. Or data is a set of values of subjects with respect to qualitative or quantitative variables. Data and information or knowledge are often used interchangeably. However, data becomes information when it is viewed in context or in post analysis. So we can refer to what is actually stored in the database, that is data. Next comes to the information. Information is data that has been put into a meaningful and useful context and communicated to a recipient who use it to make some decision. So whenever any user want to take a decision, at that time he or she needs some information. So information he or she will get from the data. So information is nothing but a refined data, or you can say that if we process on data, or you can say summarization of data in a presentable form is known as the information, which means data is understood by some user is known as a information. So information involves the communication and reception of intelligence or knowledge. By quality information, we mean information that is accurate, timely, and relevant, and information conveys some meaning to relative peoples. So accurate, timeliness, and relevancy are three key attributes of the information. So let's see one by one. Accuracy means that the information is free from the mistakes and error. It should be accurate Based on this accuracy, he or she can make the decision. Timeliness, it means that getting the information to the recipients or to the user within the needed time frame. That is the most important. And next one is the relevancy. It means the user of piece of information for a particular person. Information that is relevant for one person might not be relevant for another. For example, top 3 students named from the class PC2 it is relevant to me, but it is not relevant for you. So might be information that is relevant for one person might not be relevant for another. So in other words, accurate, relevant and timely information is the key for any business success. This is the information principle. Information processing is the acquisition, storage, organization, retrieval, display of the information. It means, first of all, to spread any information, first of all, we need to acquire some data. After acquiring that data, we need to store at some place. After storing in some organization, like in a RAM, ROM, secondary storage or cloud or whatever. After storing in an organization manner, user can retrieve specific data which is concerned with that people and display that data to particular user. That is known as the information processing, which consists these steps. Let me introduce one term, that is enterprise. Enterprise is nothing but a group of people with a common goal, that is known as an enterprise. Let's take an example of data and information. Suppose the history of temperature reading all over the world for the past 100 years is known as the data. But based on this data, we cannot conclude anything. If this data is organized and analyzed by someone to find that global temperature is rising, then that is known as the information. So based on the data, we cannot identify that the global temperature is rising or not. But if we analyze and organize that data in a proper way, then we can identify that global warming problem is increasing or not. Okay, let me take another example. Let's consider current scenario of COVID-19. The details of patient of corona is known as the data, but based on this data we cannot conclude anything. How many patients uh, having a positive case right now, or how we identify the number of death by the corona. So now based on this data, if we organize in a proper way and then analyze, then we can find total number of death in particular city, in particular state or in particular country. We can also find the number of positive cases, then it is known as the information. Clear? So let's move forward. So what is database management system, DBMS? So before that, we are aware with the data, that is fact that can be recorded or stored, like a person name, age, gender and weight. Based on this data we cannot conclude anything, but if we process on that data, then it becomes a information, and this information will be used by someone who need the data. Then database. Database is collection of logically related data, or we can say a database is an organized collection of data generally stored and accessed electronically from a computer system. Where databases are more complex, they are often developed using formal design and modeling techniques. So books database in a library and student database in a university is the example of database. Okay, let me go through this student database in university. For example, in our university we have 10,000 students, so we cannot identify how many students are from the PC2. But first of all, if we analyze and create a formal design by using a different model techniques, then we are able to solve this complex problem, and we can create the separate database for the PC2 class or XYZ class. So a collection of data designed to be used by different people is known as the database. Or in another way, database is organized in such a way that computer program can quickly select desired piece of data. It means if I want to retrieve the information of your class, then I can simply select your class name, and if I am getting easily, then it is known as a database. And characteristic of that database, it should be quickly select desired piece of the data. We can think of a database and electronic filing system. Traditional databases are organized by fields, records and files. So let's understand what is fields, records and files. A fields is a single piece of information. So simply, you all are aware with the Excel sheet. So compare this terminology, database terminology, with the real life example, so you can easily understand this thing. A field is a single piece of information. In Excel, one cell is known as the field. A record is one complete set of fields. So simply in a Excel, one row, one horizontal row is known as the record, and this set of all records, set of all rows is known as the file. So we can say that one Excel file is known as the file. So let's take another example. A telephone book is analogous to a file, which contains a list of records, each of which consists of three fields: name, addresses, and telephone numbers. Therefore, the database represented change in a way end user data are stored, accessed, and managed. To access information from a database, we need a database management system, that is the DBMS. Next is management. So as we discussed, we have a large number of students. That now question comes, how we can manage all these things. For that, we need a strong design and strong analysis. Based on design, we can implement the separate databases. So after creating database, we can manipulate, search, and we can provide the security of data. For example, viewing result in GTU website, searching exam papers in GTU websites. So you can consider that in a GTU there are so many courses. In a particular course, uh, they have so many branches, so many years, and so many papers. So from the large database, we need to maintain or manage all these things. That is all about the management. And then last one is the system. Programs or tools used to manage this database, that is system. For example, SQL Server Studio Express, Oracle 11G, Oracle 10G, or any series of Oracle, that is provide the system to manage the database. That is all about the database management system. Now question comes to you, that is why a database? Why should an organization have an integrated database to store its operational data? A general answer to this question is that a database system provides the organization with the centralized control of its data. For example, in our login portal is centralized database. So from where every faculty can get same information about you. If our portal doesn't have any centralized database, then might be I am getting some information regarding your PC2 class, and some another faculty will get another information regarding your class. A database management system is a software for creating and managing database. The DBMS provides user and programmers with a systematic way to create, retrieve, update and manage the data. For example, MS SQL Server 2014, Oracle 11G, Oracle 10G, Oracle 9i, any series of Oracle, MySQL, MS Excel, DBase, etc. These all are the example of DBMS. It is a collection of interrelated data and set of programs to access those data. DBMS makes it possible for end user to create, read, update and delete data in a database. For let's say that initially we have to create the table or create the database. After creating, we can insert the data. After inserting the data, we can read the data. But if you read, your data is changed, then we need to update the data. So by using update, you can update the database, and you can also delete the data from the database. So the DBMS essentially serves as an interface between the database and end users or application programs, ensuring that data is consistently organized and remains easily accessible. A computer file is a computer resource for recording data directly in a computer storage device, just as word can be written to paper. So can be information written to a computer file. Files can be edited and transferred through the internet. A database is an organized collection of the data generally stored and accessed by using via computer. So where the database are more complex, they are often developed using the formal design and modeling techniques, which will be covered in a next unit. So first of all, we have to identify the complex problem, analyze that problem, and based on that analysis, we have to design the complex problem by using different modeling techniques. Files and database are external components. They are existing outside the software system. The software can be connected to the files or database to perform CRUD operation. CRUD, it means create, read, update and delete operation. Now my question is that what is the meaning of this image? This image says that it is a brain which is a lots of data, or we can say database. Might be it is a unstructured database. It means